Hey everyone, this is Audrey Williams with my new series called Pressing On. So let me give you a little bit of background information about why I named it Pressing On. Life is not always that simple. I haven't had the easiest life, but you know what? You just keep pressing on. And one of the things I'd like to kind of teach people or share with is my experiences. And so not only am I Hi, Kimberly. Not only am I pressing on, I want to help share that with others to help them find ways to press on as well. So this is my new series. I'm going to be going live every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, noon Central on my personal page. I'll be going live Thursday at 1 p.m. on my wine page, but we'll talk about that later. So pressing on 1 p.m. Tuesday, my personal page. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk a little bit about me, being a mommy, a homeschool mommy, a stay-at-home. Hi, Judy. Being a stay-at-home mommy, some of the house remodeling we're doing, just some of the kind of the crazy things going on in my life. I'm going to share some of the things I've been learning business-wise. We've been taking trainings on learning how to go live, so I'm going to share tips and tricks with you about that. I have been learning about LinkedIn and how to set up your profile properly and things like that, so I'm going to be sharing tips like that with you as well. And then I'm going to be sharing with you some wine information. I'm going to turn off my thing here. It's going to keep beeping on me. Then I will be sharing you. Hi, Brian. I'm going to also be sharing with you some wine information at the very end. So stay tuned to the very end. Hi, Claudia. Both of y'all are on. Look at you. Okay, so again, this is Pressing On Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. Every day, Tuesdays at 1 p.m. is when I will be going live. So let's talk about the mommy stuff, okay? Most of you know that I have a 16-year-old boy. He's turning 17 actually a week from today. I have a 9-year-old son who's in Texas with his dad for the summer. And then I have a 2-year-old daughter who turns 3 on Saturday. So let me tell you about my 3-year-old. Terrible twos. I don't even know what you want to call the threes. She's kind of crazy. She throws herself down. Yesterday the TV, I don't know, something switched and her TV was interrupted or whatever, and she had a flippin' nightmare, meltdown because she thought the world was coming to an end because her show was turned off. And she thought I did it. Hi, Junior, how are you? So she thought I did it, and I did not, and I had to quickly remind her that it wasn't me that did it, that sometimes Netflix times out or, whatever. So she's kind of, this is my life with a 3-year-old. So stay-at-home mommy, 3-year-old. We don't homeschool her yet. She'll be 3 on Saturday, but we don't homeschool her yet. I do little things like with her. I'll draw shapes on papers and have her learn how to use scissors and cut things out. So she's learning her shapes and colors, and she plays with Play-Doh like, oh my gosh, and leaves Play-Doh all over the carpet. You should see my carpet here. So she does little things like that while I'm working. Really, the only one I really homeschool is the 9-year-old. He is he's starting 4th grade. We've already got all of his curriculum. So North Carolina, our rules are you have to homeschool for 180 days. There's not really any other strict guidelines other than it has to be 180 days. And so I bought this little book that had all the days lined out, and I've already gone through every one of his subjects, every one of his books, got it all lined out. So 180 days, he knows what to do. A lot of 4th grade is going to be reading, and so he can just sit. Hi, Caitlin. He can just sit beside me and do his studying and ask me questions when he needs to while I sit here and work from my computer. So it's really not that hard to homeschool. One of the reasons why I like it is because of the flexibility. He goes back and forth to Texas a lot to see his dad. Hi, Leanne. I'm talking about homeschooling, Leanne. So I love to homeschool because of the flexibility. So his dad is in Texas, and it's one of the arrangements we have. He goes back and forth to Texas at least 4 times a year. And in a public school system, it's just so strict with times and when he gets out, how many days he can miss and things like that. So we chose to homeschool, so it's just easier for us. Hi, Lydia, how are you? So it's just easier for us. Like I said, Caitlin says she was homeschooled all the way through high school. Hi, Georgia. I actually was homeschooled until I was public school till the 1st grade, and then I was pulled out. Hey, Ebony. I went to school. Grew up on the same road as Ebony. So I was public school till 1st grade, and then homeschooled until, I was public school till 3rd grade, and then homeschooled until spring break of my sophomore year, and then they put us back in public school. So I just always loved it. You can go to work in your pajamas. Go to school in your pajamas. You can learn things as you go. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm so self-taught is my mom just handed us the answer key and said, let's figure this out together, and we just figured it out. So I love learning. I'm kind of a nerd, and I hope to get that passion for learning embedded a little bit in my children. Douglas, the older one, good morning, Lydia. Douglas, my older son, loves to read. I mean, seriously, he on the way to church, it's like 15, 20 minutes, and he'll read the whole entire way. He doesn't even look out the window. I'm afraid of when he actually has to drive by himself that he's not going to know the directions because he's never ever looked out the window. He's always reading. So I love that, and that's what I'm trying to instill in my fourth grader because, like I said, his curriculum this year is really reading intensive. He's going to be reading lots, but I've got a recliner in my bedroom right next to my desk, and he's going to be reading all day long, and when he has questions, we kind of go over it together. But homeschooling really isn't that hard. Now, the 16-year-old, he'll be 17 in a week. I don't really homeschool him. He attends full-time classes at one of the local universities here, one of the local colleges here. So it's dual enrollment courses. He's done that for a year, so he's got a year of college credits under his belt, and he's going to sign up for next year's, and like I said, I don't really have to do much. I have to kind of, because he is still 16 and I'm still considering to be homeschooling him, I still have to kind of keep up with what it is he's doing and make sure he stays on track because he's a boy. But, hey, Jeannie, how are you? So, homeschooling, that's kind of it. As far as, let me tell you a little bit about home remodeling. So when we moved here, when we moved to North Carolina from Texas, we actually spent a lot of our savings. And so we couldn't afford, hey, Carrie, how are you? So we couldn't afford a whole lot of money for a big house. So we kind of got a little fixer-upper, and it has been a fixer-upper. But I wouldn't have rathered it any other way. So we've remodeled or painted and kind of fixed up the living room, Lily's bedroom, and the entire upstairs of this house. I don't remember the square footage, but I'll have to look for you. It's not a real huge house, but the upstairs of this house was like a finished attic, but it was kind of like paneling and old school, like 70s kind of. So when I say we, it really was Kevin and Douglas, but we as a family, I did a little bit, but we as a family totally remodeled the upstairs. So Douglas and Garrett are upstairs and have a half bathroom. So that was kind of, you get to see the fruits of your hard work. So that was kind of neat. Now we're working on, and I'll maybe post some pictures here in a little bit, but we're working on rearranging and remodeling the dining room, formal dining room, because right now we have a little bitty table in our kitchen, and for 5 people that just doesn't cut it. So we're working on creating the den into a formal dining room, and we are working on our laundry room. We've kind of moved the washer and dryer down a little bit so we can fit Kevin's Harley in because we don't have a garage. That's kind of his little mini garage. So I'll be posting some pictures and sharing some information about home remodeling too, because I think that's kind of something that people would be interested in. So if you guys are doing any kind of remodeling, like, show me a little heart. Maybe you can share some information and some tips and tricks with me too. I mean, let's share information. So I'm not doing this pressing on series just for myself. I want to share information with you. Okay, business. I do have a master's degree in business. I can't say that I always use it, but I'm always wanting to learn more. So even though I have a degree, I'm always learning more. I've been studying about going live and all the tips and tricks on how to make this work and that kind of thing. And so I want to share that information with you too. So going on in the next week, since I'm going to be live on my personal page every Tuesday at 1 p.m., I'm going to be sharing some business tips as well. So I'm also taking a class on LinkedIn on how to make your LinkedIn profile and how to reach people on LinkedIn, because that's a totally different market than Facebook. So Facebook is more, yes, there are professionals on there, but it's more friendly and fun-loving. LinkedIn is the one, it's kind of like Facebook for professionals. So if you're in the market and you're recruiting professionals, or you just need to get out there better, I also do some resume writing. I can help you do that kind of thing. I'm not charging for any of this stuff yet. Maybe if I become, popular and demanded enough, I might start charging for it. So if you need any assistance, let me know, and I would be willing to help you for free right now, as long as I can handle it, because I do have a lot on my plate. But we're doing a 30-day video challenge, learning more about how to do Facebook Lives. I'm taking a class on LinkedIn, so I'm going to start sharing some information about that. And I think when I share that information, I'm actually going to have challenges. So there's no point in learning anything if you're not applying it. So when I do the 30-day live challenge, we're not just researching stuff and studying it. You see right now, this is me applying what I've learned. So hopefully it's working. Again, show me a little heart if you think it's working. Okay, and so when we do the LinkedIn, we'll do the same thing. We're going to have challenges. I'm going to have challenges that says, okay, here's what you need to go do. Here's how you need to update your profile. Here's, how to reach people. A lot of those professionals that are really, really busy, they're out there and they don't have time to respond to you. So I'm going to teach you the ways to reach out to them and the ways to get their interest peaked to want to answer you. So I'm going to be teaching you some of that. And anything else that you want to learn, that you want to, whatever. If it's something that I'm interested in researching for you, I say I have time. I do a lot, but I still like to learn. So though I don't have a whole lot of free time, I will make the free time just to learn something new. So I think when I'm done learning the LinkedIn stuff, we're actually going to start reading a few books and doing challenges based on those books. Some of them may be some of the Christian books that I'm reading. I'm reading a book right now called Giants in the Marketplace, but David's in the Pews. So it's teaching you that you can be a good, successful business person without being a total jerk. So I'm not at the point where I'm sharing information with that yet, but as I read other books, because I seriously have a long list of books, as I read these books, I'm going to be offering tips and tricks, and I might even be offering group challenges where everybody, if you're interested in the same book I'm reading, let's do it together. Let's do a book club and let's challenge each other and push and encourage each other. That way we're all working for the betterment of everything, the country, our household, everything. So that's what I'm going to be doing weekly. And I'm not really going to put out there what I'm going to say before I say it, because sometimes I don't know. It's just kind of what I'm learning that week, what's on my mind that week, what piqued my interest that week. So I'm going to do that. Then, of course, I'm going to talk about the wine, because that's what I do. I'm a recruiter by nature. That's my full-time profession. But I'm also going to be talking at the end of each one of these lives a little bit about the wine, but not much, because what I want you to do is tune into my live broadcast on my wine page Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern, where I'm going to talk about wine. But it's not just, I don't want y'all to think I'm some big old lush. I'm going to share tips, tricks. Javier, yes, I think Javier thinks I'm a big lush. Okay, so I'm going to be teaching tips and tricks. Tonight, we're actually meeting with some girls for our Wine Wednesday, or actually it's Tuesday. Maybe we can call it Tipsy Tuesday. I don't know. But we're actually going to be making red wine sugar scrub. So Thursday on my wine page, I'll share the recipes with you and kind of what we thought. Some of the other girls are making a cranberry and orange sugar scrub. So we'll be sharing some of those. I will be sharing some of those recipes with you on Thursday, what was successful, that kind of thing. I also got my monthly wine shipment in yesterday. I got a Spanish Tempranillo, so I'm going to be sharing that with you on Thursday on my wine page. That's when I'll be sharing that with you. Let me see, something real quick to mention about the wine. All of our August shipments are coming with a golden ticket. Seriously, like a little golden ticket, like you could win up to $10,000. So I'm going to be sharing more information with that on my wine page on Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern. So, again, give me all the comments, likes, hearts. Share this with people if you think they could use this type of information. So really, I just wanted to get on really quick. I know I haven't been on very long, but I want to get on real quick to kind of share with you what the next weeks will look like. So every Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern, personal page, I'm going to be sharing mommy stuff, homeschool stuff, remodeling stuff, business stuff, and then ending with a little bit of the wine stuff. Now, Thursdays, 1 p.m. Eastern, on my wine page, it's all going to be about wine, but not just, like fleshy Audrey wine. I'm going to be giving tips and tricks. I'm going to be maybe making court crafts. I'm going to be doing all kinds of different stuff. We're going to be talking about the different wines I get, whether it's through my wine club or not. I'm going to be talking about wine pairings and just different things like that. So tune into both. Like, share, comment, share with people if you think they could use free business tips. I mean, take advantage of me while I'm offering it for free. At some point in the future, I very may well charge for these things if I get that much of a demand, but for now, while it's free, share it with your friends. Let everybody have the free information. So I'll take a few seconds here if anybody has any questions for me or any suggestions on what you think you might want to see. Maybe there's something in your life. Maybe you have a book you want to share with me and you want us to work together to create a group so that we can challenge our friends. I mean, whatever, I'm game. I am reading a book right now, but I can take on a few other things. So like I did say, I've reviewed people's resumes before. I can give you business tips on how to kind of market yourself, market your Facebook page as well. Javier, my wine page is Audrey Wines, the number 4 and the letter U. Audrey Wines for You. I'll put a link in the bottom of this Facebook Live so you can see that. But it's Audrey Wines for You, so that's where I'll share all the wine stuff. I won't be giving my like business consulting type of advice on that wine page. That wine page is pretty much just for wine. And I may eventually create a separate page for just the business, but I mean, this is me. I'm a nerd. I like to learn. I like to share information, so I may as well just put it on my personal page. I mean, like I said, I've got tons to do anyway. I probably don't need all kinds of different pages out there that I'm having to manage. I've got enough as it is. So anyway, if anybody has, yes, Devoted to You was, I used to be an event planner. Javier did a few weddings with me where he was the minister. What do you call that, Javier? Anyway, he married the people for me. I would set up the whole event, and he would show up and marry the people for me. So that was kind of cool working with him. So yeah, I've done all kinds of things. I've done anything from restaurant management to, I worked for an accountant during tax season. I was kind of considered a paralegal once. I wasn't certified as a paralegal, but he considered me as paralegal. So restaurant management, event management, the recruiting thing I've done for probably the last 5.5 years. I've been self-employed probably for the last 10.5 years. So pick my brain. Tell me what you want to know. Officiant. Yes, that's what it was called. Javier was the officiant. That's it. That's what it is. So anyway, I'm going to let you guys go now. I've been on long enough. Like, comment, share this video with anybody that you think might like to tune in on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern to get some more information. Like I said, if you want to read a book with me, you want to create a challenge group with me on anything you can think of, let's do that. Let's do that. You just let me know, comment on this video here so I can kind of keep everything organized, and we'll see what we can do together. Thanks a bunch, guys, and we will see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.